Mr. Prasad, I would like to start with you. Your submission was about composite construction with in precast and prefab. So my question to you is that how can integration of prefab and precast elements be optimized to ensure the structural integrity, efficient assembly, and seamless coordination with different materials?
I agree with you. As I was shown in my presentation, the precast, suppose let's talk about the multi-story construction. I'll come back to PEB industrial stability later. When you are looking at steel beams, we are providing the hollow core slab, precast hollow core slab on top of it. And over the beam, we have shear struts. For the precast slab, again, there is some structural topping whereby they are getting it connected, and then a composite action is developing. The diaphragm action is happening. It is seamlessly going, whereby the concrete slab is a fire resistance material. The beam needs to be applied with some sort of a fire resistance system, fire resistance paint, such that it can be protection from corrosion as well as a fire resistance paint with a fire resistance layer. Now, coming to the PEB, the industrial sheds of all. Yes, we can use the PEB industrial sheds and then the same PEB roofing material, and especially for all industrial sheds, I can still say that the steel is the only concept. Except that, yes, on the outside surfaces of about 3 meter height or 6 meter height, now the industry is looking at getting the precast walls. Instead of roofing, sheeting, cladding material, your precast walls are coming up there. Thereafter, again, they're going to the top higher up to a height of 10 meters also, they are going with the cladding material. Both of them are integrated, and with the sealant material without any gap and all that, we are applying. Then it is seamlessly connected together, and it is by providing a concrete wall on the fascia, it is giving more robust for a functionality purpose, for the inside of the industrial purpose, such that the sheeting is not getting damaged, and a concrete wall is taking more robust application in terms of that. Hopefully, I have answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad, for addressing that and explaining us the significance. Mr. Sricharan, what is your experience about it?
See, this all depends upon the way it is designed, correct? See, suppose if whenever the designer is integrating certain things based on certain requirements. So for like as a customer, if I'm a customer, for me like, if let's say like I'm going for the speed or I'm going for a certain kind of a cost efficiency or aesthetics or some fire protection or some other kind of a requirement. So it all actually decides based on those factors. Okay, we cannot actually say it's a cost effectiveness. It all depends upon the requirements. See, let's say like if I take a data center as an example, very lot of cost this composite construction is used. So they're like, for them it is the speed of the construction is the primary requirement when compared with the civil RCC. So now like we are going for an integration with the steel and the RCC construction. So that we have chosen that composite construction there with the primary reason for the speed. Suppose like if the data center in RCC, I'm making it in 1 year. In steel, a complete steel construction, I'm making it in 6 months. With the composite construction, I'm making it in 9 months. Okay, then the end user is getting a 3 months of advantage. So when he is occupying the same thing 3 months before, it's a great advantage for him in realizing his costs faster. There's a lot of financial elements are there. So, but at the same time, like when you're doing this entire design part, so you are considering everything, like right, like how if one is on the finance, definitely. The second is what are the advantages we are going to get. So like let's say like if I'm using only steel, as Mr. Prasad has clearly highlighted, it has its own certain disadvantages. Concrete has certain advantages. If you're combining both the things and getting that advantage, so this integration will help us. So this is like all depends upon the usage, how exactly we are actually educating the customer or the users on the advantage of that integrated construction. It will all decide on that factors.
Thank you, Mr. Sricharan. We appreciate you for sharing your experiences and your resolution about it with us. Mr. Sunil, coming to you, you are a technology expert. So how do you evaluate the role of construction technologies in ensuring quality, structural integrity, when we are using, as mentioned by Mr. Prasad and by Mr. Sricharan, when we are using different materials for PB structures, so how do construction technologies help you in ensuring quality and integrity in the structures?
The good part is the industry, I will say, is moving in the right direction, because we are talking about advantages of, we are not neglecting anything like steel or construction. We are talking steel and construction now, which is a very, very good trend. So we are taking what is good in steel or what is good in concrete. It might be prefab or cast in place or whatever. However, when we talk about construction technologies and ensuring the quality, the best part about construction technologies is you can visualize your project before it is getting erected. And not only visualize, you can also do all those activities, like you can make a design activities, you can do seismic activity, wind resistant and other load also. So that also can be, there are various capable softwares we can deliver such things. Further to that, when we are talking about beam based approach, quality of precast and prefab structures are also needs to be considered, and automation of fabrication process. So that is also one of the key role construction technologies can play over here. So technology plays a significant role in enhancing the effectiveness of, quality of pre-engineered building. I will say it might be concrete or it might be steel, but quality of pre-engineered building, adopting a proper CAD 3D beam model into the process, automating the inspection process. Let's say, for example, through the model, we can do the laser scanning, 3D imaging, robotic inspections for a proper and accurate measurements, and also error-free construction of a building. And then we can do the digital documentation as well. So how digital documentation is help is, a long-term maintenance of a project. Like, if there are certain you can say upgrade needed to be done in a particular building, that data can be very well traced from the records, and crucial information can be used very, very effectively in bringing that particular aspect into focus. So it's not about how you do it, what you do it and why you do it. So construction technologies will definitely not only help in easier construction, but maintaining that construction as well. So that in that way, it will definitely help the PEB structures.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil. Yes, maintaining the structural impacts are very important. So when we talk about choosing the material and combining them with the PV structures, so what are the actual challenges faced in this process while combining them?
Okay, so while combining them, there are various, we just cannot combine because we want to combine something. That is the first thing. So as both the panelist has given their views, because there are certain aspects where steel will be important, and there are certain aspects where concrete will be important. Composite panels will be important where it is actually required. So let's say one example given by Mr. Sricharan was, there are certain warehouses or data warehouses where it is very, very important. So composite structures will be very, very important over here, and slowly it will be widely recognized, because see, when we talk about faster construction, cost will be definitely associated with this. But the best part is you can do the faster construction, more suitably designed, effective, and before time completion. So that will also help in incurring that particular cost and in a long term. So that is also important when we are talking about that. So composite construction is it's possible. It is widely recognized nowadays in overseas project for sure. And the good part is it is adopted in India as well. And such arrangement seeks to combine their different properties to provide more effective overall solution. So definitely we can think over composite structures where we can see that independently steel and concrete will be difficult to construct or difficult to erect. So here definitely it will help. And the connections and the connector used in this connections play a very important role to make structure harmonious. So what I mean by that is, see, all the precast elements or a pre-engineered elements need a proper connections. And if connections and connectors are built properly using technology, then definitely will be very good structure, because that is one of the biggest challenges when we are talking about constructing a concrete or a composite structures, I will say. So
Thank you, Mr.
that, yeah, that will be a big challenge which can be resolved using latest technologies.
Thank you, Mr. Sunil, for your comments. Mr. Prasad, how do you look at it? What are your views about it?
Sunil said very rightly. We initially for each and every project, we decide about what is the technology to be adopted. Right? Sometimes what happens is it is a speed at which it has to be delivered. Then should it be totally steam or should it be a composite construction is a call that we discuss with the client and then come to on this thing. Now, if I totally go with the speed, yes, there are implications of the cost of the corrosion resistance paint and the fire resistance paint to be applicable. So if I go with that, then the composite construction, then how much delay is going to take? As the Sri Saran said earlier, yes, if a total steel structure can take 6 months, composite construction may take another 3 months more, and then the conventional construction totally will take 12 months more like this. So this we will first of all discuss with the client, price versus client. Price versus client, then what is best suited to that structure, and it should also suit to the budget. Again, with the budget, time, the budget, and then what is the economy that we are deriving. Sometimes they give the client who wants to know, I want it faster, I want to start my industry faster, something like that. Then he will say totally steel like this. However, taking all these into consideration, as Swiss check all these factors, once a technology is decided to be adopted, then it will be taken care of fully in the design aspect of how to go about it. What are the connections that we have to do between the interface of composite construction with the steel beam and the precast element coming, or another composite element? What is the interface that we have to do that will be properly detailed and it will be taken care of in the construction? That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Prasad. Mr. Secharan, I mean, to you, how far do you think that the choice of materials and metals influence the overall sustainability of a PV project?
See, right now, like if you see about sustainability, steel anyway like is a green material, sustainable material. So people nowadays, like if people are like some users, customers, they are interested on this sustainability. So we do provide them with the like how much of recyclable content of steel is being used, or like suppose if they are going for the LEED certification, then the ventilation requirements or the air changes requirements for the ventilation and for the lighting. So all those we have a different calculations are there. So all those things. So in fact, like if to answer the question, nowadays like it is very important for us to choose the right kind of materials and also right kind of a design. It's not about the materials. It has to be complemented with the design also. People should understand like why I'm using certain kind of a ventilation requirements or certain kind of a lighting requirements or certain kind of a material. Let's say if I'm using like zero VOC paint, so what that implies actually, people should understand like what they want first, and at the same time like people like us or the consultants or the project managers, they should also understand like which kind of a material has to be used so that it actually provides certain kind of a benefit to the environment. We are not actually spoiling. So that understanding should be there from the day one. So that inputs can be actually taken from the suppliers, like PEB suppliers or the consultants being engaged by the customers or the project owners. So then actually responsible, then we can become a responsible citizens and responsible project managers. So it's really important nowadays because like a lot of emphasis is being made on using the right materials. So from day one, people should understand about each and every element. It only not restricted to steel. Steel anyway like is a green material. So there also like people can understand how much of recycled material is being used, what kind of paints are being used, whether it's water based or solvent based, how much of VOC is there, then how much of lighting is there, how much of ventilation requirements are being done. So this is very important, all these factors in any project.
Thank you, Mr. Sricharan, for sharing your observations with us. We would have had more questions, but it's time for us to close the session now. So, Mr. Srisaran, may I please request you to make a closing statement for today's session?
Thank you. First of all, I should thank Mr. Prasad and Sunil for their wonderful presentation. It was very insightful. In fact, I learned something from them presentation. So, and I thank you and so Sachi for this wonderful opportunity and the B2B entire team for organizing this live event. I really enjoyed this thing. Thank you once again to the entire team.
Thank you, Mr. Srisaran. Mr. Sunil, may I please request you to make a closing statement?
First of all, thanks for giving us an opportunity to present our views on upcoming precast and prefab elements into the industry, because it is growing tremendously in India, and we can see further growth in composite structures as well. As rightly pointed by Mr. Sricharan, it's a learning exercise for me as well as a technology provider, because we learn a lot from industry experts like Mr. Prasad, Mr. Sricharan, where we can see an actual industry experience will be shared with us. So overall, it's a learning session for me, a win-win situation session for us, for participants, for viewers, audience as well. So thanks a lot for inviting me into this session on behalf of Trimble.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sunil. Mr. Prasad.
Yeah, that's a nice platform, and I hope the people have enjoyed. If there are some questions posed by them, please do send it to us. We'll give the replies. Yeah, Sricharan, Sunil, myself, we give the replies to them. Such that we can post it on your website. People can check it. And it's a pleasure for me to be on the platform and giving this information. And yes, thanks to Sricharan and Sunil, as well as Sachi, and to you to be part of this particular presentations and this day. We need to continuously share our knowledge to the growing India, such that people will be knowing about these new technologies. Okay, about steel, about the precast, about the other construction technologies that are coming up, like monolithic construction, light-gauge steel construction, and polymer wall construction, insulated wall construction. All these technologies are there. We also present them through this B2B platform sometime later, such that the people can know about it. And we need a lot of youngsters to be catching these particular technologies. And we're also doing our level best of how to train the people or upcoming engineers on the different technologies. Suppose if they're looking at it, PEB industry is suffering from want of engineers in the design field, and they need engineers in the erection field. They're looking at, we want to offload erection. If it is in the villages, rural areas, it is feature and can tell the same thing. They are good at in the cities. They will have all the facilities. In the rural areas, they don't have facilities. So we're looking at the entrepreneurs to develop in terms of erection and other fields. Likewise, Tekla is a wonderful software in steel. Yes, precast it is catching it needs to develop steel further. Okay, and I also request Sunil to reduce the price such that it is affordable to one and down. Okay, in the precast sector at least, Sunil already is a wonderful software. All prefab industries are using that. It's a wonderful 3D software where the people can see the fabrication elements, getting a proper dimensions into that. And something that needs to come in the Tekla precast also, we'll look forward to that. Thanks to
Sure.
Thanks to one.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. And it's now time to close the session.
Thank you, panelists, for exchanging your valuable thoughts on today's topic, Optimizing PEB Cost Efficiency. We hope you have enjoyed it. For viewers who have joined us today, we would like to have your feedback and encourage you to stay connected with us via our social media handles. B2B Purchase magazine is available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also download our app from Google Play and App Store. We would also request our viewers to stay tuned for future interactions. With that, today's interaction has now come to a close. Thank you and goodbye.